Hello and welcome back, guys. All right, so where we've reached so far is in the controller here. We actually finished up with dealing with the redirect, which is right here, pay, and then we go to the thank you normally. So what we will do now is let's give it a test run and see what we actually get. So let me add a few items to my cart. I'll add this, maybe just one, that's more than enough. And I will click checkout here and just add some random text here, of course. So the fact that I still have this random text means it doesn't actually unset anything yet. So this is just for testing, and I will click continue. So we get an error here. So let's see what the error is about. So functions line 49. Okay, so let's go and see what's going on functions, which is inside core functions. That's line 49. There we go. So what exactly is the error? So it's saying cannot use object of type class as array. Okay, so no big deal there. It just means we have to use the arrow notation here. No problem. Okay, great. Let's try again. Refresh, resend. Okay, so we do get a summary here, and let me click next for pay. And there we go. So select a payment below. So I will select PayPal. And there we go. PayPal showing up here. Very good. Let's add, let's log in and pay. Alrighty then. Come on, come on, come on. Internet. Okay, there we go. And the pay now button. Let me just wait for the, okay, there we go. Pay now. Let's see what happens. Okay, thanks for shopping with us. But the thing is, I had forgotten that we created a page called thank you here. So if I navigate to that page, underscore thank you, thank underscore you, like that. Oops, what happens here? Doesn't look like the page wants to. Let me come back here for a second and see. If I go to my checkout.php, there's actually a there should be a controller here. Where is the controller though? Oh, it's on the checkout page, isn't it? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, there we go, with that function there. So it's actually checkout. So let me go to the end here and say check out, and then slash thank you, like so. Okay, so thank you for shopping with us. Your order was successful. What would you like to do next? This is a much better page to go to. So instead of going to the other one, we're going to go to this one, and then we'll transfer over the information that we wanted on the other side. But the point here is that things are working just fine. Let me change the redirect just now before we forget about that. So I'm going to go to the thanks.php here, and actually all it does is load the thanks page here, the thanks view. So that's about it. But we don't need this anymore since we already had a page. So what I'm going to do is go to my views. This is views, eShop. And then I'm going to go to the thanks page here, because we at least added some useful if statements here. So I'm going to copy what we have here, copy this row, maybe the whole thing, copy that, and then I will go to the Let's go back to the checkout and see what it loads here. It loads the checkout.thankyou. So let's see where that is. So back to views, checkout.thankyou. There we go. Okay, so this only shows up when we are successful, this part here. So what I will do instead is paste that data that I brought in. So we do have a container here. Yes. So I'm going to add this if statement here. If mode is equal to approved, then we're going to do this here. So approved, I will cut that here and put it here, like so. Okay, so everything here will go there, and then I will copy the rest, except for thanks for shopping with us. I will delete that and then cut out the rest of this, and then I will add it here instead. I think I'll leave the break tags on the outside. Paste. Like this. Ooh, there we go. Okay, great. So if things work out, we go through here. If not, payment unsuccessful, etc., etc. Okay, very good. So I can remove this part here. No worries. There we go. So let's see what happens now. So at this point, because we have nothing at the very end there, we should put a default here. An error occurred, payment unsuccessful, if we don't get any of that. So we can add one more where we just say else. So I'm going to duplicate that and just say else. So you can think of a message to add here if none of this stuff actually works for some reason. If somebody navigates to the page without going through the payment process, we can just say, sorry, an error occurred, without talking about the payment, because sometimes somebody can just navigate there without dealing with payment issues. And we do have buttons here, continue shopping or view your orders. We could add these buttons as well. Payment cancelled. Actually, let me just remove all these, because regardless the situation, somebody needs buttons to navigate in and out of this area here. So I'll put that down there. So let's see what happens here. Sorry, an error occurred. Let me get the question as well and pull it down here. I think that's important. Refresh. Okay, what would you like to do next? Continue shopping, etc., etc. But the message will be specific. So the message will change if we have the question mark mode is equal to approved, like that. Alrighty then. So once the order is equal to approved, then success. Okay, great. Now let's see what we actually recorded in our database once we did this. So I'm going to go to orders, and we have an order right here. Now there are a few problems with this order. Number one is we don't have an order number. We forgot to add that. And also we don't have a user URL here. That's because so far on our system, somebody can do the whole checkout process without being logged in. So it's entirely up to you. If you don't want that, you have to redirect them to the login page the moment they try to click checkout on the cart. Otherwise, you can use the session ID, as the session ID is there. But let's add the order number, because that's important. We're going to need that to compare with the other record that comes from PayPal. So let's do that real quick. So I'm going to come back here, and we did already something here in the functions.php where we said get order ID, this very part here. So here we get an actual number. So this is a numeric value that we get. to signify the order ID. So what I will do is go to wait a minute here. What I will do is go to where is this? I'm getting lost here. Okay, there we go. So also here, the checkout pay, where is the redirect? Oh, the redirect is in the JavaScript. So let's go down to the views here, where we have where is this? The pay. I'm looking for the pay page. Where is the pay page? Checkout.pay. Okay, that's what it's called. There we go. Okay, so this is the page right here where we have to edit these items here. But for now, we want to change the redirect here for the mode. Once we are done, where we go. So instead of thanks, we're going to change this on all of these guys. It's going to be thank_you. But before that, we have to add checkout here, slash, like so. Okay, very good. So once we have that, we are good to go. And now that we have this, in the on the checkout, once we get to the thank you process here, we're supposed to undo this part. So this is the part that we didn't undo. We have to unset this data so that when the user comes back, they cannot reuse the same data again. So this one is in here. So once we are here, we must unset this. But instead of just saying unset like this, we must check if it actually exists. It's always good to check before you try to unset something. So we'll say if is set, like so, that value, then unset it, like so. Easy peasy. Okay, great. So we have the thank you, done. Very good. The redirect is also done. So now we just have to add an order ID as a description. So how do we do that? Let's go to where we create the order. And this one is inside the order class. So order class, and let's go to save order, because this is where we actually create the order. And here we can add one more item, which is order ID. So I'm just going to say order, but underscore ID. Now it gave me a suggestion, so I don't know if, oh no, it suggests from other pages as well. So great. Save order details. So the details are not so important. Or the description here, these are for those items. Oh yeah, there is order ID here. Very good. Where does this come from? It comes from there until you get from the order and then increment the order ID. Okie dokie.